What's going on, guys? This is Setsmania. I'm coming to you with an updated deck profile today, and today I'm going to show you guys my new 60-card deck. I really like this deck. It's probably my favorite competitive deck out there right now. I just have a lot of fun playing the deck. You never know necessarily what you're going to get, and you can keep up with some of the bigger decks that are competing in the meta today, for sure. So, let's just get into the deck profile. First, playing 3 Lone Fire Blossom. This gets you to your win condition. Of course, you're playing 3. To go along with that, we're playing the 3 Scorpio and the 1 Cobra. I decided to cut the Spore from the last time just because of room reasons, as well as I cut down on Omega. I don't think that it's as necessary to be playing triple Omega right now, even though it's really nice to play 3 Omega and have that possibility of possibly like ripping 3 cards out of your opponent's hand, but it just doesn't come up enough anymore and is relevant enough in order to play it. Kind of go along with that, we're playing the Clown Blade engine, 1 Hat Tricker, 1 Trick Clown, 1 Damage Juggler, and to go along with it, 1 Garnet and 1000 Blades. So I think these are absolutely mandatory. You can play 2 Hat Tricker if you want. I never usually want to play more than 1. I don't know. In this deck, I've always just liked having 1. If I mill it, oh well. If I can get it, great. I can get into Curious even faster, but if I don't see it, I don't see it. It's not that big of a deal. In case we draw into 1000 Blades, we have a second Invoker target, as well as it's a great monster to have in hand. It's an easy normal summon to just increase what you already have on the field, and again, it also makes Curious a little bit easier. Next, for the Dinos, we're playing 3 Soul Eating Oviraptor. This guy searches every Dino out of your deck. It's ridiculous. Yeah, of course you're playing 3. 2 Tyranno and 2 Overtex. You're going to be sending this guy off of Oviraptor more often than not, just so you can search your Double Evolution Pill. And then, of course, Conductor Tyranno is just a beast of a card. You just want it as soon as possible. And then finally, for the last 2 Dinos, playing 1 Giant Rex and 1 Dogran. Dogran you can search out again through Oviraptor, and you can just get over things like the True Draco, Masterpiece, and Giant Rex is just a really good, strong card in general. I almost wish I could have 2 of these, but just so I could see it in the grave sooner with Snow, but I think it gets a little too bricky sometimes. 3 Fairy Tale Snow, speaking of, this is the most powerful single card by itself. And I say that because most of the other cards work in tandem with each other. Fairy Tale Snow doesn't really need anything else, it just needs to be in the grave. So yeah, Snow is just a really ridiculous card. When it goes to 1, I'll be very sad. Now for some techs, and I'll explain why I'm playing them when I show them to you guys. 1 Mari and 1 Destrudo. Okay. So the reason why I'm playing these is, 1, Destrudo is good if you draw it or send it to the graveyard, and the reason why that I am playing in this deck is because I am playing a very specific level 7 in the extra deck. No, it's not Black Rose, even though you should be playing Black Rose. I decided to cut it from the deck for something that's a little bit, makes the deck a little bit more consistent rather than outs things, just because we already have Dogran and that usually cuts it, but Destrudo, I think, is just really, really powerful. Yes, you have to pay half your life for it, but it gets into the level 7. And the reason why we play Mari is because of that token generation. Just getting it, if you can get it out onto the field, which I will show you how you do that when we get to the extra deck, it's an instant Saryuja. It is literally a 1-card Saryuja by itself. So that's why we're playing it, and once I get to the extra deck, I will show you how that works. Next, for the zombies, we're playing 3 Solitaire, and we're playing 2 Unizombie and 2 Mizuki and 1 Spirit Master. So, the reason why I went with these ratios, 2 Mizuki, I hate drawing into this card because it is a brick drawing. You want it in the grave. Yes, technically having 3 increases the chances you'll have of getting into the grave, but I don't want it in my hand. Just straight up. I decided to cut Gozuki for a similar reason. I just don't like it in the hand right now, especially when I'm playing less Omegas. 2 Unizombie is pretty standard. 3 Solitaire, I feel like you could go 2 or 3 with that, but I just want to see it because it gets to these guys, helps you get to the Omega combo, or the new combo that I want to show you guys, which I'll show you guys when I get to the extra deck. Spirit Master is just a really powerful card in tandem with things like Fairy Tale Snow and Gold Sark. It's just a really ridiculous card, especially with Solitaire. For the spells, we're playing 3 Brilliant Fusion. This card is nutty. It is quite literally what wins you games. If you open this, it's not that big of a deal because you still have 2 normal summons. You just do a lot with it. It's just a ridiculous, ridiculous card. Next, 3 Pot of Desires, because we're playing a 60-card deck. You can play 3. It's one of the reasons why I like playing this deck. 3 Called by the Grave. I'm not playing any hand traps, so you can kind of guess that I cut Amaterasu from the extra deck. I don't know, I don't have, I just don't have the cards. I do have Ghost Ogre, but I chose to not play it. If I'm gonna play, a card that's actually gonna do me more good, I think Called by the Grave is just more powerful. It's also really good in the mirror. Yeah, I like it a lot. Next, 3 Left Arm Offering. This is standard now for this deck. It gets you to Brilliant Fusion, gets you to Soul Charge. You can even search out Double Evolution Pill with this. It's not very recommended, but you can do that. You can search out Fossil Digs, Gold Sark, whatever you need. Specifically, one particular card that's grass in the title. You can get it with this card. It's too powerful not to play. And if you open up with like Spirit Master or a Spirit Master and a Solitaire or your Giant Rex, it becomes even better. Next, 3 Double Evolution Pill, 3 Fossil Dig. It's just really insane. This searches out the search card that searches this card out. So that sends to the graveyard the card that searches this card out. It just helps with the consistency of the deck and getting more powerful things on board without using your extra deck space, which is really nice as well. 2 Gold Sark. Just gets you to things like way faster and lets you make really stupid plays that you normally should. 1 Soul Charge for the 1-ofs, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Grass, probably the single most powerful spell. Yes, Brilliant Fusion is your win condition, but you can also win off of this too. 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Upstart Goblin. 59 is better than 60, and if you banish this off of Desires, it's like you're banishing 9 instead of 10. So, hey, it's pretty good. So now we're going to move on to the extra deck. I did make some weird choices, I would admit. Again, I'm not playing Black Rose in the extra. If you find the room for Black Rose, play Black Rose. Black Rose is a ridiculous card, especially with plants in the deck. I just chose not to play it because I wanted to play a combo to help make the deck just that much more consistent. So for the Xyz monsters, we're playing 3. Playing 1 Minerva because it helps us get mills. 1 Dolka because it's great for the dinos, and 1 X-Saber Invoker just because it helps with the combo. You need it. You just need it to make the deck work. For the Synchros, we're playing 2 Omega. Again, I said I cut 1 of them. Right now, I think only 2 is necessary, especially the way that the meta is going. For the 3rd Synchro, and what I cut Black Rose for was Yazi, Evil of the Yang Zing. So, I need to explain this card. This is actually really, really powerful because it has a few effects. 1, can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects, which is probably the worst effect on the card, which is weird to say because that is pretty good. But the other effects are way, way more important, and this is a fantastic card for going second, which this deck does have problems with it to begin with. First, you can target 1 Yang Zing monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls and destroy them, which is really great. The other part, which is definitely way more important, when this card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon 1 Worm-type monster in your deck in defense position. Guess what monster that is? It's Mari Mari. So, basically, the reason why I play these 2 is because I want to get this guy to get the whole deck going. Destrudo makes this easier because if he's in the grave, you have any monster on board that's level 6 or lower, you're making this guy, you're going off, and it just helps you go second so much better. Mari Mari just is an instant Saryuja. Again, I'll show you the combo when we finish the extra deck here. The 1 fusion monster that we play is Gem Knight, Seraph Knight. You need it for Brilliant Fusion. and it gives you an extra normal summon, which actually doesn't come up nearly as much as you would think. It just depends entirely on what your hand is. If you open up Solitaire or you open up a, what's it called? Overraptor on top of that, like, hey, it works, it's good. For the links, we're playing one Link Spider and one Linkuriboh for the Mari combo there, and on top of that, we're playing one Proxy Dragon. This is probably the most cuttable card in the entire extra deck. I really don't go into it that often. It's just I come up in weird situations every once in a while where I do need it. So yeah, it comes up enough, but you can cut it if you really feel like you need to. Well, Mrs. Radiant, yeah, you need it for the combo. I can't really explain otherwise. You just need it. For the Link 3s, Deco Talker, you can cut this if you want. It's not as necessary. I maybe go into this one every 4 or 5 games. The card that I go into more now is Curious. The thing is, the reason why I play Deco Talker is because sometimes you can't always make Curious. It just entirely depends on your hand. But Curious is nonetheless very powerful. You send 4 cards to the graveyard, one of which is your choice. So yeah, Curious is ridiculous. For the Link 4s, Saryuja, yeah, it really helps unbrick your hand. Yeah, because that does come up. If you open Garnet, you kind of screw yourself, so you want to not do that with Saryuja. One Borreload, it turns games around. I can't really explain otherwise. It's just a really powerful card and can save you the duel. So, now that we finished the deck profile, I kind of want to show you guys how exactly these 3 work in tandem. So, basically, once you have this guy out, you can do it easily with Destrudo. You can even do it with the Zombie Engine, because you can technically target another monster on the field, increase their level instead of Unizombies himself. You just have to open up Solitaire, but if you can somehow make it level 7, make Yazi, and then pop this guy, because he is a Yang Zing monster, and he can target himself. It doesn't say that you have to target one other Yang Zing monster. You can target himself and one card your opponent controls, pop him, special summon Mari, and then you're going to get 3 tokens, which I'm just going to use a die for because I'm lazy and I don't want to use cards. Then for the first one, you're going to use it because they are level 1, which is why we're playing this engine. And you're going to use the first one for Linkuriboh, second one for Link Spider, so we're down to 1 token, and now we have 4 monsters with different names on the field. Send them all to the graveyard, and well, with the exception of the token, and make Saryuja fix your hand. Bam, done. So it's just a really, really powerful combo that just helps you extend and helps you fix your hand, which is just so good, and I can't express how much better it makes the Zombie Engine. So yeah. So with that, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and as always, have a nice day.